This is Riju from Sportskeeda in Bombay, India. I am talking to the AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR ahead of the Dream match at AEW Full Gear. So, gentlemen, before I begin full fledged, there are two rumors that have emerged online right now that a lot of our readers want me to ask you about. The first has to do with Matt Jackson's injury ahead of the Dream match. The word Dream match is being thrown around so often. Do you think the injury casts a bit of a shadow over this contest?
No, I don't think so. Sorry, Dex. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that the injury is hampering anything. I mean, it's part of the business. It's part of sports. Any championship game, any kind of championship fight, you gotta tape it up and go if you can go. And if Matt thinks and if his doctor thinks that everything is good to go with him, then that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out there and can do the things we've always done. That's be the absolute best tag team on this planet, regardless if he has an injury or not.
And how much?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's wrestling. It's wrestling. It's wrestling. So we're all working through something. So if he has a little bit of a boo-boo on his knee or his ankle or whatever it is, I mean, that's just part of the business. That's the name of the game. He's been working on it for months apparently, and he got to the number contendership. So I don't think it's hampering him at all.
Fantastic. And on a more positive note, I know that you guys are big fans of WCW and the NWA. What do you think of the rumors that Sting might in fact show up at Full Gear?
Is that a rumor?
That is indeed a rumor.
Honestly, I have no idea. You just enlightened me on that.
Yeah, it's news to me, but
yeah,
I'm a Sting fan, so.
Yeah, if he shows up, that's cool. Little known fact: whenever Sting was coming back to the WWE, I was the one who was flown to Stamford to work with Sting in the ring to get him ready for his match with Hunter. So we have a bit of a history, and yeah, I'm a big Sting fan. Of course, it'd be cool to see him here. But man, you just broke some news to me. That's pretty cool.
So the rumor doing the rounds right now is that he's going to come and manage Darby Allin. Obviously, nobody knows how much truth there is to this. But can I get a reaction to the rumor?
I mean, if it's true, if it's true, I like it. As long as he's here to bring new eyes to AEW and get new viewers and help new talent, I'm all for it. If it's going to help better the company without taking away from it, yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, our ultimate goal and every wrestler's ultimate goal here is to make AEW the biggest wrestling company in the world. And we're all working towards that, and we're all busting our ass for that. Just like Cash said, if his plan is to come here and elevate someone and elevate the company, bring him on.
Okay. The tag of a dream match, does it put a little bit of additional pressure on you guys ahead of such a big encounter?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the fact that this match is being called a dream match, does it put a lot of extra pressure on you guys to go out there and, do even better than what you ordinarily would?
The dream match label or not, I think Dax and I always put a lot of pressure on ourselves to go out there and perform at the highest level and to be the best. So the match with the Young Bucks notwithstanding, we always have a lot of pressure on our shoulders because we carry the tag team division on our back. And until we collapse, we're going to put pressure on ourselves. And for us, this match means a lot to us. It's a very important match for us, but it's more important for us for our legacy. So there's pressure there, but it's no more than usual if you ask me.
Pressure is what makes diamonds, and we are the diamond of the tag team division. We do. We put pressure on ourselves to be the best, and there's no more pressure than that. When you go around calling yourself the best tag team of the generation, you can't get too much more pressure than that. So this match, to a lot of people, is a dream match, and it is a match that we're excited about because whoever comes out as the AEW World Tag Team Champions at Full Gear can call themselves the best tag team of the generation. I think that's more of the pressure than any sort of dream match.
Okay, great answer. So, I had spoken to a certain gentleman named Scott Dawson a long time ago, and this was around the time that a 10-year-old boy named Nicholas had become the tag team champion. And Mr. Dawson told me that it's a slap in the face of tag team wrestling. So many years later, how differently do you guys feel about your current situation?
Yeah, that was then. This is now. I'm not worried about that, and I'm sure Scott Dawson wouldn't be worried about that either. Right now, our focus is to make tag team wrestling a viable part of professional wrestling, like it was at one point, to show people and to prove to people that tag teams and tag team wrestling can be the top draw in this sport. And that's our goal, is to shine a light on tag team wrestling, head this division, be the best tag team. Like I said, the best tag team in the world. But when you think of tag team wrestling, the picture of FTR should be right there beside it. So that's our focus now, is to put the focus on tag teams, up-and-coming tag teams, and build tag team wrestling.
Okay. In terms of psychology, how will a heel versus heel match work?
I don't know. You tell me. I mean, the word character gets thrown around a lot, and it kind of bothers me a little bit because I think that's so passé. There's a character of, you have a character as a human being, and you're judged on your character as a human being, and I think that's what Cash and I are judged on. What you see on TV is what you get in real life. We are two southern hot-headed gentlemen who have very short fuses. And some people like that and admire that and respect that. And some people think it's disgusting and disrespectful, and they don't like it. And that's okay. As far as psychology or whatever of a heel versus heel match, it's no different to me than the psychology of any tag team match we're going to go in. Our plan, whether you're a quote-unquote good guy or a quote-unquote bad guy, is to be better than you. And our plan is to go in there and beat you and prove that, there's no way you can stand up to us. Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas, that you could say that was two heels, the heel versus heel, but their ultimate goal was to become the NBA champions. And sorry to Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan did, and he proved he was the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of blurred lines in wrestling nowadays as far as good guys and bad guys and everything in between. But this match isn't about that. It's four guys that don't like each other, four guys that are determined to be the absolute best at what they do, four guys that are going to go out there and do everything in our power to cement our legacies, because this rivalry is real for us. This thing that's been going on back and forth is real for us. It's not who's right or who's wrong. It's who's the best. And that's what this match boils down to.
Great. One of the headlines that's doing the rounds this week is the fact that you guys are not very happy with the build to the match. What do you think could have been done differently?
I said it before, we have a certain perception of what this match could be and what this match should be. And of course, since we are participants and we are artists in this match, we think it's the most important match in the world. And we think it should be treated as the most important match in the world. So if it were, if we were if we were the head of the company and it was our money that we were dealing with, we would have put a lot more focus on it. But again, that can come down to personal preference. That can come down to us just caring so much about it. I do wish that more time had been devoted to this match. I wish more television time would have been devoted to this match, and it would have been handled a little more carefully. But again, I'm sorry, I can't. There's some notice, I don't know.
Sorry.
But that's my personal preference because I'm looking out for the FTR brand. It didn't. Some people in the office may think this match didn't need the hype that it was built itself. But yeah, I wish there was a little more television time devoted to it. But hey, Saturday is coming; it's right around the corner, and we're gonna give you something special.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of that's a problem with having only a two-hour television show and a lot of really talented wrestlers, which is a good problem to have in the year 2020. But obviously, there's been a lot of time and emotion from a lot of people invested in this match, so we're gonna want the best possible storyline for it. At the end of the day, when the final bell rings, it's gonna be everything that we hoped it was.
Fantastic. So, apart from your own match, is there another match that you're looking forward to at Full Gear?
I think if you look at the landscape of AEW, every Dynamite, every pay-per-view, every single wrestler on the card has always tried to deliver and always tried to over-deliver. And it's all in the name of the fans because we want the fans to enjoy it. I think the whole card's going to be incredible. I am looking forward to the Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston match. I think that's going to be something completely different, and that's something wrestling needs. Wrestling needs different.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the Eddie Kingston Moxley match myself, just because it's two guys that don't fight pretty. They fight very ugly and they're very real, and they're two guys that aren't afraid to go out there and beat the living hell out of each other, and that's what I think is missing a lot in wrestling.
So, having said that, because you guys are so old school, what did you guys think of the whole Jericho and MJF Dinner Debonair segment?
I loved it. I thought it was highly entertaining. It's different. It's wrestling doesn't need to be put in a box. Everything doesn't have to be the same. Everything doesn't have to be cookie cutter. And they tried something, and it was creative, and it was entertaining, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I feel like too often nowadays people are afraid to try something new, and they only want the most basic written television, and that gets boring, that gets repetitive, and you need to give people something different and something to talk about.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, it is entertainment. All forms of sport is entertainment. And if it wasn't, then you wouldn't have seen the advancement of NFL and NBA and their the graphics and things like that, and even some of the advancement of the rules. So yeah, like I said, ultimately at the end of the day, it's entertainment, and that was entertaining.
Okay, fantastic. So you guys have worked under some of the best in the business, be it Triple H or Vince McMahon. How does Tony Khan compare, and what is his perspective like as compared to those two gentlemen?
Tony is very approachable, and I think ultimately the biggest difference is Tony is not afraid of the connotation of professional wrestling. He actually embraces it, and I feel like maybe before at our previous employer, not embarrassed. Embarrassed isn't the word. But he wanted to stray away from professional wrestling as much as he could. Whereas I think, like I said, Tony embraces it and wants to be professional wrestling. He loves professional wrestling. And I think that's why AEW suits us much better.
Yeah, Tony's just a very happy guy. He's a very approachable guy. He's a very accessible guy. He wants to hear from his talent as much as possible. He wants ideas. He wants to know what you could get personally invested in so that it's going to make for better television. And at the end of the day, if you are invested in what you're doing and it's something that you believe in, it's gonna translate from TV to the people watching or to the crowd. And that's what we need more of. We need more of guys that are invested in what they do and enjoy what they do. And that's something that Tony has brought to the table tenfold.
Okay, I think I have time for one more question. My final question is, how does it feel to have familiar faces like Sean Spears and Miro in the locker room with you? And how different is it from where you were before this?
You said how different is it from what again? I'm sorry.
From where you from WWE basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's great to have. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I love having those guys around. Those are guys that are extremely talented and didn't get to reach their full potential before, and they're guys that can help other guys, younger guys that haven't been the places or the experiences they've been in. So I love having those guys around because they bring something to the table that we need. It's a good mix of veteran with potential and a good mix of teacher that can teach people on the fly and on the go.
Yeah, I think AEW, is a company that has grown with talent that a lot of the fans haven't seen before, and a lot of the fans are getting adapted to right now, and that's great. But you also need seasoned talent. You also need talent who have been on television and worked in front of a camera for years. And both Miro and Sean Spears and Brody Lee, and obviously Chris Jericho, they've all done that. And they bring a wealth of experience that only a handful of people really, really understand. I've been in the ring with Sean Spears, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, there aren't too many guys in professional wrestling who are as good as him. I've also been a tag team with Miro, and I've seen him grow, and I've seen how good he has become, and he is a special talent. And all these guys can help elevate the AEW wrestlers and help elevate AEW as a television and professional wrestling company. So we're lucky to have them.
Okay, I think I have time for one more question. So, how did the alliance with Tully Blanchard come about, and was it your idea, or was it something Tony Khan suggested?
130% our idea. Obviously, Tully and Arn are a big influence on both of us, but aside from influences, they're heroes of ours too, and it was a natural fit. Having Tully with us. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest tag team wrestler of all time. And myself and Cash are considered by many fans, which we are absolutely pleased to be considered, one of, if not the greatest tag team of a generation. And how else can we be even more elevated than to be aligned with Tully Blanchard? 130% our idea, and Tony loved it, and that's how we came about it.
Exactly. I think everybody just you see it, you see us, you see Arn, you see Tully, and Tully especially, because he is out of wrestling for so long and he has so much knowledge that hasn't been passed around and hasn't been passed down. I think everybody just knew, like, as soon as it was said, or as soon as you saw us standing together backstage, the light bulb just went off for everyone. It made sense. Like Dax and I have talked about it for years prior to that, how cool it would be. So once everybody kind of saw it in person, the light bulbs were just there for everyone.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck for the pay-per-view. I personally cannot wait to see your match against the Young Bucks.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you for your time, man. Appreciate it, and thanks for following up on this old Scott Dawson interview.
Cheers, man. Bye.